Hey, good Tuesday evening, everyone. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm, and this is the video we call Weather for Weather Geeks. It's the most in-depth weather forecast video you're going to find for Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania. We dodged a lot of raindrops during the second half of the day today. We had some showers, of course, overnight and especially this morning. And the clouds, as expected today, kept a real lid on temperatures, not much better than about 70 in most of the area today. But when you stepped outside, you noticed it felt kind of muggy for one of the first times this season. We talked extensively about dew point temperatures today. And just a reminder, that's a true measurement of how much moisture is in the air. Relative humidity can be kind of deceiving because you can have a day in the middle of winter where the relative humidity is 100%, but you wouldn't say it's humid outside. The dew point temperature gives you a sense as to how much actual liquid or water vapor there is in the air. And when dew points at our latitude are in the 60s, most of us think that's pretty muggy. Now, in Miami or Orlando, this would be a pretty comfortable day, but in Northeast Ohio and Western PA, especially in May, these dew points were a touch on the high side today. Time-lapse video from our Canfield Fairgrounds here. Not much to show you other than the sky today. We did have some damp weather at the fairgrounds and throughout other parts of the area, especially this morning. Again, this afternoon's been largely dry. Rainfall totals just over the last 6 hours, almost nothing in a lot of our viewing area. About 6 hours ago, we still had a few showers in western PA from I-79 on east, but by far and away, the heavier rain's been both to our east and to our west, especially to our east. There's been some rainfall totals over the last 12 hours across the Laurel Highlands, the mountainous areas south and east of Pittsburgh, up to 2.5, almost 3 inches. Some flash flood warnings have been issued as a result. It's been pretty common to see quite a bit of rain today across the PA Turnpike and around I-99, extending from south central PA right up towards Altoona, Johnstown, and up towards State College as well. In the meantime, we've had some thunderstorms, and occasionally these have produced some flooding issues and some hailstones as they move through central parts of Ohio. A lot of this has been east of Columbus out towards Mount Vernon, and also down in the southern part of the state and closer to West Virginia. We've had a pretty stormy afternoon and evening, and yeah, we've been somewhere in between with a largely benign, albeit fairly cloudy stretch of weather across our part of the region. The upper level low is getting a little bit harder to pick out on our water vapor imagery this evening. It's still somewhere, right in through here. It's still producing, of course, a scattering of showers and storms, just not over our area right now. That can change a little bit as we go into the day on Wednesday. This upper low is going to continue pushing east. The air aloft will still be pretty cold, while air temperatures at the ground will be a little bit warmer. We'll get into the mid-70s tomorrow. I think there'll be some sunny breaks for our Wednesday. That will allow the atmosphere to destabilize some, and therefore a shower or even a thunderstorm will be a possibility during the second half of our Wednesday. Severe weather chances pretty much nil across our area tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if we had some downpours in any of those heavier thunderstorms that try to push through, and maybe even some small hail, but true severe weather, very, very unlikely on Wednesday. Now, the day 3 outlook from the Storm Prediction Center does get a little more interesting. This is Thursday and Thursday night. Highest risk of severe weather across the upper Midwest, closer to our area of low pressure, which will be moving through that part of the region, and also a pretty good chance of some heavy gusty storms in a place like Indianapolis and Chicago and Grand Rapids and over towards Dayton as well. While we are in the low level 1 risk for severe weather across our area, this risk will be overnight Thursday night. The daylight hours Thursday should be A-OK. In fact, it's going to be mostly sunny and warm, we think, for a lot of Thursday afternoon. But overnight Thursday night into Friday morning, that is a potential trouble spot. We'll talk about that here with our high-resolution modeling showing the low coverage of showers and storms Wednesday afternoon, a downpour in some spots. A lot of us will get away dry once again. And a large part of the daylight hours Thursday should be just fine. Now, with the approach of this warm front in the wee hours of Friday morning, the models, are, there's quite a bit of difference between our model suites as far as the location of perhaps a Boeing cluster of storms. This run of this model has it mostly aimed at, maybe Toronto and Buffalo. Some other modeling suggests that these heavier storms could be off to the south. Our window for some noisy storms and a possible low-end severe weather threat, I think, is mostly between, say, 2 a.m. and 6 a.m. Friday morning, something like that. Kind of an unusual time of the day, but it can happen sometimes. The good news, as far as the rest of Friday goes, we'll get those storms out of the way mostly before daybreak, and the afternoon should be great on Friday. It's going to be warm. Toasty day, middle 80s. Could be one of the warmer days of the year so far, with a good deal of sunshine. Then, as this weakening cold front approaches overnight Friday night, We could have a repeat of Thursday night, in that a round of perhaps beefy thunderstorms will move through when most of us are sleeping late Friday night, early in the day Saturday. If you have outdoor plans over the weekend, a lot of us do. It's mid-May. We're getting into graduation season and proms and all sorts of things going on outdoors. The vast majority of the weekend, I think, is going to be just fine. The best chance for a lingering shower or storm will probably be during the first couple of hours of daylight on our Saturday. Longer range trends, though, if you're itching to open up that pool in time for Memorial Day, you're not going to really like the longer range outlook. Now, I mentioned this on social media earlier. Let's keep in mind that, this 8 to 14 day outlook, you see all the blues here. But we're not in early spring. We're not in winter, of course. May 21st to 27th, our average high is about 73, 74 degrees. So you can have a cooler than average day with a high of 71. Not exactly cold outside, but I think we'll see a lot of days with highs in the upper 60s to around 70, both in the run-up to Memorial Day weekend and probably during the weekend itself, coming up in a little more than 10 days. And, we're almost 2 weeks out from the holiday itself. Memorial Day is on a Monday, but the holiday weekend, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, is, a week and a half away. Memorial Day itself has been warm more often than not in recent years. We had our hottest Memorial Day on record 7 years ago. It was 92 back in 2018. 2020 we had 89. We had back-to-back 87s in 22 and 23. We had a little bit of rain last year. Otherwise, we haven't had a lot of rain on Memorial Day. And it's still too early to speculate on precipitation chances locally for Memorial Day weekend. But for the holiday itself, this is probably going to be one of our cooler ones of late, at least as cool as 2021, and perhaps the coolest Memorial Day we've seen in our area since early last decade. I think it was 2013. We had highs in the 60s. Could be something like that this year. So again, we're early in the game for forecast specifics, but the trends for the longer range, including Memorial Day weekend, suggest it will be a little on the cool side by the standards of late May. Make it a great rest of your Tuesday evening. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you right back here, same time, same place on Wednesday.